Alright, let's get started with an application of the Newton's method. You would use it to solve this by iteration. Either use a table, or I would advise to use the CAS calculator. So here's the equation: x to the power of 5 minus 158 equals 0. So the left hand side is going to be our defined function. Let's go to our CAS screen. In here, on a calculator page, first we'll define the function. Then in a separate variable function, I will save the derivative of that function above. Then we need to move on to the, we're going to keep those functions in mind, and in the separate page that will be an Excel type table or a spreadsheet. Will manipulate the data. Just to mirror a bit the structure of the textbook, let's say the first one will be a counter, so I'm going to call it n counter. Second one will be our x of n. Then for the respective x of n, we'll calculate the function and as well as the derivative. Counter will start at 0. The first value will be a choice. Just be mindful, you need to choose a value that converges, that for the function to converge. Sometimes it might not work as a starting value. So let's say I start with 5. I also force the value to be numerical by adding a decimal point. So I want all the next calculations to be in decimal form, not exact value. Next cell, we're going to calculate the function for the value of x that is defined on the left. So to recall the value, we don't type in the value 5, we're just going to recall the position where the value is stored, which is in column B and row 1. So I'm going to call it B1, and I should retrieve the value. We do the same on the right for the derivative. So it's the derivative is df of b1. So the first row is done. The next counter, it just goes, you add up 1, so it's going to be the previous cell a1 plus 1. We have to define the first formula here, so you can see the formula here is a1 plus 1. And what I'll do is when we copy paste, the formula will evolve to take into account the change of position. X of n is when we use the Newton's formula. So if you recall, this is the formula for Newton. So if we want to calculate the next value of x, we use this formula highlighted, which is what we're going to apply in the spreadsheet on the CAS. So here, the next value of x is equal to the previous value of x, which is b1, minus a division of f of x divided by the derivative of f of x. Therefore it's c1 divided by d1. The values on the right, they're going to be the same as the one above. So what I'm going to do is select the two cells by doing shift and the arrows. To copy, I do Control C, and then I'm going to select my destination, so those two cells, and I press Control V. So now the full row is done. All we need to do is copy paste to fill in the spreadsheet until we get our final answer. So I'm going to select the whole row by shift and the arrows, and what I could do is Control C to copy, Control V to paste. An alternative method, and you can do that on your device as well, is if you move your cursor to the bottom left corner, it changes from an arrow to a cross, and what you do is you click and hold, and you will drag it all the way down to where you want to paste it. So let's say we're going to go to the cell, to the row 20, so that's going to count to 19, and then you release it. And here we have our data that is filled in. You can see the function f is quickly approaching 0, so this is an exponential notation which is very close to 0, so it varies, but it's definitely 0. Therefore the value of f of x of n that we're looking for to 5 decimal places, you can see it remains quite fairly unchanged. So here that would be our answer. So let me screenshot that. And here it is. The solution to that question is in the column x of n. And that's it for this video.